Welcome to today's episode where we take a closer look at the history of the Sezulu people, including their dynasties or chiefs. Thank you so much for subscribing and joining me on this journey revisiting our roots. The Shona people of Zimbabwe are divided into several subgroups, each with its own dialect and cultural practices. The major subgroups include the Zezuru, Karanga, Manyika, Ndau, and the Korekore. In this video, my primary focus is on the Zezuru people. The Zezuru identity in modern Zimbabwe. The Zezuru are one of the major subgroups of the Shona people in Zimbabwe, primarily found in the central regions of the country, including Mashonaland Central, Mashonaland East, and parts of Mashonaland West. The Zezuru originated from the region around the Mazoe River in central Zimbabwe. They are believed to have migrated to this area from the north, possibly from the region around the Zambezi River in the 15th or 16th century. The name Zezuru means people of the north, and it reflects their geographical location relative to the Karanga. Today, the Zezuru people remain one of the most influential Shona subgroups. Their language and customs have significantly shaped Zimbabwean culture, especially in the capital, Harare, which is predominantly Zezuru speaking. Many Zezuru traditions, such as praise poetry, traditional leadership, and ancestral worship, continue to thrive. Zezuru people origins and early history. Tracing the origins of the Zezuru people can be tricky. Where do we start? The best starting point is to look back into ancient times. The Zezuru origins can be traced back to early Bantu migrations and the establishment of powerful pre-colonial Shona kingdoms. Like other Shona groups, the Zezuru are descendants of Bantu-speaking communities who migrated from Central Africa around 2,000 and 1,000 years ago. These migrations led to the formation of various Shona polities, including the Kingdom of Zimbabwe around 11th century to 15th century, the Mutapa Empire from around 15th century to 18th century, and then later the Rhozi Empire from around 17th to 19th century. The Zezuru were influenced by these states, but also maintained their own distinct identity, language, and traditions. Great Zimbabwe civilization. The Zezuru people were likely part of the population that lived in or around the Great Zimbabwe Empire. They are considered descendants of the builders and inhabitants of Great Zimbabwe, which flourished between 1000 to 1450 CE. What is the connection between the Zezurus and Great Zimbabwe? Let's start with their Shona origins. The Zezuru are one of the main Shona subgroups alongside the Karanga, Korekore, Manyika, and Ndau. The Shona people are widely recognized as the descendants of the Bantu-speaking communities that constructed and inhabited Great Zimbabwe. Coming to cultural and linguistic links, the Zezuru speak a dialect of Shona, and their oral traditions, customs, and clan names, such as Mbire, a prominent Shona dynasty linked to Great Zimbabwe, suggest historical connections to the ancient city. Archaeological and historical evidence. Great Zimbabwe was the center of a powerful kingdom involved in gold trade with the Swahili coast and Arabia. After its decline around 1450 CE, some Shona groups, including ancestors of the Zezuru, migrated northwards and established new states like the Mutapa Kingdom and later the Roshi Empire. The Zezuru settled in present-day central Zimbabwe around Harare and Mashonaland, maintaining cultural practices tied to Great Zimbabwe. Debates and interpretations. Some scholars argue that the Karanga subgroup, rather than the Zezuru, were more directly linked to Great Zimbabwe's ruling elite. However, the Zezuru, like other Shona groups, share a common heritage with this civilization, including stone building traditions, pottery styles, and spiritual practices. For example, Marikaut worship. While the Zezuru may not have been the primary ruling class of Great Zimbabwe, they are undoubtedly part of the broader Shona civilization that built and sustained it. Their ancestors likely played a role in its society before later migrations shaped modern Shona subgroups. The Zezuru and the Mutapa dynasty. One of the most significant historical connections of the Zezuru is their link to the Mutapa Empire from 1450 to 1700 CE, which was founded by Nyatsimba Mutota. The Mutapa rulers, known as Mwene Mutapa, meaning Lord of the Conquered Lands, controlled vast territories, including present-day Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and parts of Zambia. After the decline of Great Zimbabwe, the Zezuru became part of the Mutapa Empire, ruled by Nyatsimba Mutota and his successors. The Mutapa rulers controlled gold mining and trade routes along the Zambezi River, trading with Portuguese and Swahili merchants. Although the Zezuru were not the direct rulers of the empire, they played an essential role in its administration and expansion. Some Zezuru clans were closely tied to the Mutapa leadership, serving as advisors, military leaders, and spiritual figures. As the empire declined due to Portuguese interference and internal conflicts, many Zezuru groups settled permanently in central Zimbabwe, forming their own chieftaincies and societies. The rise of Roshi and the Zezuru connection. Roshi Empire from 1680 to 1830 CE. As the Mutapa Empire weakened, the Zezuru people fell under the influence of the Roshi Kingdom, led by Changamire Dombo, a military leader who challenged and eventually overthrew the declining Mutapa rulers. The Roshi state became known for its strong military centralized rule. Its military state was powerful and resisted Portuguese colonial incursions. Many Zezuru clans became part of the Roshi political system, adopting the Mambo leadership structure. Some Zezuru chiefs were granted authority over regions in present-day Mashonaland, further strengthening the Zezuru identity as a central Shona group. Zezuru dynasties and chieftaincies. The Zezuru did not have a single ruling dynasty like the Mutapa or Rozi, but instead developed a decentralized system of leadership based on chieftaincies. So let's explore some of the most prominent Zezuru ruling families. Each of these dynasties traces its lineage to early Zezuru leaders who established control over specific territories. These chieftaincies played crucial roles in maintaining Zezuru traditions, resolving disputes, and organizing resistance against colonial forces in the 19th and 20th centuries. So, who were the notable Zezuru chiefs and kings? Nyatsimba Mutota, 15th century, founder of the Mutapa Empire. Although of Karanga origin, Mutota's empire included Zezuru lands, and his successors ruled over the Zezuru people. He expanded his kingdom by conquering smaller chiefdoms and controlling gold mines. Mwene Mutapa Matope, 16th century. Under Matope's rule, the Mutapa Empire reached its peak, controlling land as far as Mozambique and Zambia. The Zezuru played a role in the administration and governance of the empire. Changamire Dombo, 17th century, founder of the Rozi Empire. Changamire Dombo defeated the Portuguese and established the Rozi Kingdom, which included Zezuru territories. His capital was in Danamombe, Zonzo, and he ruled through regional chiefs, including Zezuru leaders. Chief Mashaya Mombe, 1896 to 1897, leader of the first Chimurenga. Chief Mashaya Mombe was a powerful Zezuru chief in the Mondoro Ngezi area, a prominent leader of the Hera dynasty, which is a powerful Shona subgroup under the Zezuru, who played a crucial role in resisting colonial rule in Zimbabwe. His leadership, resistance against British occupation, and tragic downfall make him a key figure in Zimbabwean history. So let's look at his early life and his clan background. Chief Mashaya Mombe, his real name was Chiwi, was born into the Hera people, a subgroup of the Zezuru Shona who trace their ancestry to the Mbire dynasty, linked to Great Zimbabwe. The Hera clan settled in the Mondoro region, present-day Mashonaland West, where they established a strong chieftaincy. Mushayamombe's name means one who subdues, reflecting his reputation as a fierce and strategic leader. Becoming a chief, he inherited the chieftains in the late 19th century, a time of growing tensions due to British South Africa Kamban BSAC encroachment. Unlike some chiefs who collaborated with the British, Mushayamombe resisted colonial land seizures and taxations, earning respect among his people and neighboring Shona chiefs. Role in the First Chimurenga Uprising, 1896 to 1897. In 1896, Mushayamombe joined the first Chimurenga or Shona Ndebele rebellion against the British rule, alongside leaders like Neanda Nyagaskana and Kaguvi. His stronghold was Mashayamombe village, a key resistance base where he organized attacks on the British forces. He used guerrilla warfare tactics, leveraging his knowledge of the terrain to ambush colonial troops. Key battles and strategies. Battle of Mazoe Valley, 1896. Mushayamombe's forces attacked British patrols and supply lines, disrupting their operations. Siege of Mushayamombe Scroll, 1897. The British launched a brutal assault on his village using Maxim guns and scorched earth tactics. After fierce resistance, his stronghold fell. How Chief Mashayamombe's reign ended. Defeat and capture. After months of fighting, Mushayamombe was betrayed by collaborators within his ranks, leading to his capture in 1897. He was taken to Salisbury, now Harare, where he was executed by hanging alongside other rebel leaders. The aftermath. His death marked the collapse of organized Shona resistance in Mashonaland. The British imposed harsh reprisals, executing spiritual leaders like Neanda and Kaguvi and seizing more land. The legacy of Chief Mashayamombe is a symbol of resistance. Mashayamombe is remembered as a hero of the first Chimurenga, inspiring later liberation movements like the Second Chimurenga, 1960s to 1979, that led to Zimbabwe's independence. His defiance against colonial oppression remains a key narrative in Zimbabwean nationalism. Cultural and political influence. The Mashayamombe chieftaincy still exists today, with descendants upholding his legacy. His name is honored in schools, roads, and political discourse as a symbol of Shona resilience. Modern recognition. In 2016, Zimbabwe's government declared his burial site a national monument. His story is taught in schools as part of Zimbabwe's liberation history. Chief Mushayamombe was a fearless leader who fought to protect his people's land and sovereignty. Through, though he was defeated, his resistance laid the foundation for Zimbabwe's eventual independence. Today, he stands as a symbol of courage and defiance against oppression. Chief Chinengundu, late 19th century. Chief Chinengundu was a significant leader of the Zezuru, known for his resistance against colonial occupation and his efforts to preserve his people's autonomy during a turbulent period in Zimbabwean history. His leadership, defiance against British rule, and ultimate fate make him a key figure in the struggle against colonialism. His clan and lineage. Chief Chinengundu belonged to the Shava Mof Elend clan, a prominent lineage among the Zezuru people who are part of the larger Shona ethnic group. The Zezuru traditionally inhabited central Mashonaland, an area rich in agriculture and trade, which made them a target for European settlers. His chieftains was centered in the Mazoe Valley, a region that was both agriculturally fertile and strategically important. Ascension to leadership. Chinengundu became chief in the late 19th century, a time when British colonial forces under Cecil John Rhodes' British South African Company BSAC were expanding control over Mashonaland. Unlike some chiefs who collaborated with the British, Chinengundu resisted land seizures and forced labor, earning him respect among his people and neighboring Shona leaders. Resistance against colonial rule. His role in the First Chimurenga 1896 to 1897. Chinengundu played a crucial role in the First Chimurenga Shona uprising against the British rule, alongside other leaders like Neanda Nyakasikana, Kaguvi, and Mashaya Mombe. He mobilized his warriors to attack British patrols, settler farms, and supply convoys, using guerrilla tactics to disrupt colonial operations. Key battles and strategies. Defense of Mazoe Valley 1896 to 1897. His forces launched raids on British outposts, making it difficult for colonial troops to secure the region. Use of spiritual resistance. Like other Shona leaders, Chinengundu relied on the spiritual guidance of Mondoro or ancestral spirits to inspire his fighters, reinforcing the belief that the cause was divinely sanctioned. The fall of Chief Chinengundu, capture and execution. After prolonged resistance, Chinengundu was captured by the British forces in 1897, following a series of brutal counter-insurgency campaigns. He was tried and executed by hanging, a common fate for Shona leaders who refused to surrender. Aftermath of his death, his execution marked the decline of organized resistance in Mazoe as the British intensified their repression. Many of his followers were either killed, displaced, or forced into labor under the new colonial system. The legacy of Chief Chinengundu, symbol of anti-colonial resistance. Chinengundu is remembered as a martyr of the First Chimurenga, a precursor to Zimbabwe's eventual liberation in 1980. His defiance inspired later generations, including fighters in the Second Chimurenga in 1960s to 1979. Cultural and historical recognition. His name is preserved in oral traditions, with some accounts suggesting that his spirit, like Neander's, became a guiding force for future resistance. Though less prominently memorialized than figures like Neander, his role is acknowledged in Zimbabwean historiography. Modern relevance. The Mazoe Valley remains an important cultural and agricultural region, with some communities still honoring his legacy. His story is part of Zimbabwe's broader narrative of indigenous resistance against colonialism. Chief Chinengundu was a courageous leader who fought to protect his people's land and sovereignty. Though defeated, his resistance contributed to the long struggle for Zimbabwe's independence. Today, he stands as a testament to the resilience of the Zezuru and the Shona people against oppression. Chief Seke, present-day Mashonaland East. The Seke chieftains is one of the most important Zulu leadership structures in Mashonaland. The town of Seke near Harare is named after these historic chieftains. Chief Seke was an important leader of the Zulu people in what is now Mashonaland East Zimbabwe. He is remembered for his leadership during a difficult time when British settlers were taking over Shonalands. Clan and family. Chief Seke belonged to the Shawa Mof Eland clan, a respected family among the Zulu. Home area. His people lived in the Chiwota area near present-day Harare. The land was good for farming and cattle. Becoming chief, Seke became chief in the late 1800s when British settlers were arriving. Unlike some chiefs who worked with the British, Seke resisted their control. His role in resisting against British rule. First Chimurenga 1896 to 1897, Chief Seke joined other Shona leaders like Neanda Nyaskana and Kaguvi to fight against British rule, fighting for land. The British wanted to take Shona land for farms and mines. Seke and his warriors attacked British soldiers and settlers to protect their homes. Spiritual leadership. Like other chiefs, Seke believed the ancestors or Mondoro supported their fight. How Chief Seke's reign ended. Defeat by the British. The British had stronger weapons, guns, and more soldiers. In 1897, they captured Chief Seke. He was killed by hanging, just like Neanda and Kaguvi. His death weakened resistance in his area. The legacy of Chief Seke, a hero of resistance. Today, Seke is remembered as a brave leader who fought for his people's freedom. Named after him, the Seke district near Harare and Seke Road are named after him. His courage helped inspire later freedom fighters in Zimbabwe's war for independence, 1960s to 1980. Chief Seke was a fearless leader who stood against colonial rule. Though he was defeated, his name lives on in Zimbabwe's history as a symbol of resistance and pride. Chief Chivero, Mashonaland West. Chief Chivero, a brave leader of the Zezuru people, ruled over a large Zezuru territory and had strong spiritual connections with Mondoro spirits. Who was Chief Chivero? Chief Chivero was an important leader of the Zezuru people in Mashonaland West. He lived long ago when British people came to take African land. He was a strong chief and protected his people. Where did he come from? He belonged to the Hera clan, a big family in the Zezuru tribe. His people lived near a big river, now called Chiwero River, where they farmed and fished. He became chief because he was wise and brave. How did he lead his people? When British settlers came, they wanted to take the land. Chief Chivero said no and fought to protect his people's homes. He worked with other chiefs and other leaders like Neanda to resist the British. So what happened to him? The British had guns and more soldiers. After brave fighting, Chief Chibero was captured. He was killed by the British, but he never gave up. Why do we remember Chief Chibero today? He was a hero who stood for his people. Lake Chiwero, a big lake near Harare, is named after him. His story teaches us to be brave and protect what is ours. So when you visit Lake Chiwero, you are seeing a place named after this great chief. Chief Chiwero was a fearless leader who fought for his people's land. Even though he died, we still remember his courage today. Chief Mutoko, Mashonaland East. Chief Mutoko is one of the most respected traditional leaders in the Zulu society. The town of Mutoko is named after him. Chief Mutoko, the mountain warrior chief. Who was Chief Mutoko? Chief Mutoko was a brave leader of the Zezuru people who lived near the big mountains in Mashonaland East. His name means the one from the rocky place because his home was near big stones and hills. Where did he come from? He belonged to the Shaba Mof clan, the island people. His village was in the shadow of Mutoko Mountain. He became chief because he was very strong and wise. When bad people came to take their land, Chief Mutoko said, "This is our land." He hid his people in the mountains where enemies couldn't find them. He taught his warriors to fight like leopards, quiet but powerful. What happened to Chief Mutoko? Mean soldiers with guns came to his village. He fought bravely, but there were too many enemies. The mountain still remembers his brave spirit. So the whole town of Mutoko is named after him. His mountain still stands tall, just like his courage. Parents tell his story to teach children about bravery. If you visit Mutoko today, you can see the same big rocks Chief Mutoko used to hide behind when protecting his people. Chief Mutoko teaches us that even when things are hard, we should stand strong like a mountain to protect what is important. Another chief I almost left out is Chinamora and the Zezuru dynasty. Chinamora was part of the Zezuru chieftain system and played a significant role in the traditional leadership of the Zezuru people. The Chinamora chieftains is one of the most prominent traditional rulerships among the Zezuru and is located in the Goromons district of Mashonaland East near Harare. The Chinamora chieftains is historically linked to the broader Zezuru political and social structure, which was influenced by the Mutapa and Rozi states. Although the Zezuru did not have a single centralized dynasty like the Mutapa rulers, they developed a decentralized system of powerful chieftaincies, each governing its own territory. Origins of the Chinamora chieftains. The exact origins of the Chinamora chieftains are tied to early Zezuru settlement patterns in Mashonaland. Oral traditions suggest that the first chief Chinamora was one of the early Zezuru leaders who migrated to Goromon's area, establishing his rule through a combination of diplomacy, spiritual influence, and military strength. Chief Chinamora, Chief Chinamora was a powerful and influential Zezuru chief who lived in the 19th century. He was known for his bravery, wisdom, and military prowess, ancestral spiritual authority. Like many other Zezuru rulers, the chief of Chinamora was seen as a custodian of ancestral spirits, Mondoro, responsible for mediating between the living and the ancestors, land and territorial control. The Chinamora rulers had authority over land distribution and governance in their territory. Resistance against colonialism. Chief Chinamora was one of the leaders of the First Chimurenga 1896 to 1897, a rebellion against British colonial rule in Zimbabwe. He fought against the British colonizers but was eventually defeated. His legacy. Chief Chinamora's legacy is still celebrated among the Zezuru people today. He is remembered as a hero who fought for his people's freedom and independence. It's worth noting that Chief Chinamora's story is well documented in historical records, and he is considered one of the most important figures in Zezuru history. Colonial and post-colonial era. With the arrival of European colonialists in the 19th century, the Zezuru, like other Shona groups, faced significant disruptions to their political and social structures. British colonization under Cecil John Rhodes led to the destruction of traditional leadership systems, the imposition of taxes, and the forced displacement of many Zezuru communities. Despite these challenges, Zezuru leaders continued to play an essential role in Zimbabwe's liberation struggle. During the colonial period, traditional Zezuru rulers, including Chief Chinamora, saw their powers diminished as the British administration imposed its rule over Zimbabwe, the then Southern Rhodesia. However, even under colonial rule, traditional leaders like Chinamora remained important figures in the local governance and cultural preservation of the Zezuru people. After Zimbabwe's independence in 1980, Chinamora continued to be recognized as a significant chieftain in the country's traditional leadership structure. Today, the Chinamora chieftains remains an important part of Zezuru cultural heritage, overseeing traditional customs, land issues, and community affairs in its jurisdiction. Chinamora was one such important Zezuru ruling house, alongside other key dynasties such as the Chiweshe dynasty, Mashonaland Central. The Chiweshe dynasty, founded by Nyakudya's son Nyama Ngambiri, established itself in the Mazoe area. There is no prominent historical record indicating a direct relationship between the Chiweshe dynasty and Chief Chinamora. However, both chieftaincies coexisted in the broader Mashonaland region, which may have led to interactions over territorial or political matters. The Seke dynasty, Mashonaland East. The Seke dynasty, established by Seke Mutema had geographical proximity to Chief Chinamora's domain. Notably, in 1961, Chief Chinamora was elected as a member of the Chiefs Council of Southern Rhodesia during a gathering in Seke village, indicating a collaborative relationship between the two chieftaincies. The Chikomba dynasty, Mashonaland East, Chikomba district, historically known as Chata, played a significant role during the First Chimurenga 1896-1897. While specific interactions between the Chikomba dynasty and Chief Chinamora are not well documented, their mutual involvement in resistance efforts against colonial forces suggests a shared commitment to defending their territories. The Zimba dynasty, Mashonaland West, the Zimba chieftains founded by Neutebe Chiobvu, was located to the west of Chief Chinamora's territory. During the First Chimurenga, neighboring chiefs, including Zimba, sent representatives to strategic meetings, indicating coordinated efforts in resistance movements. While direct familial relationships between Chief Namora and the mentioned dynasties are not explicitly documented, their geographical proximities and historical interactions, especially during significant events like the First Murenga, suggest a network of alliances and collaborations among these chieftaincies in Mashonaland. Characteristics of Shona kingdoms and chiefs. So before the arrival of European colonizers, the Shona people were organized into various kingdoms and chiefdoms. These kingdoms and chiefdoms played a crucial role in shaping Shona society, culture, and politics. Shona kingdoms and chiefdoms shared certain characteristics, including hereditary leadership. Leadership was often hereditary, with kings and chiefs inheriting their positions from their predecessors. Spiritual authority. Kings and chiefs often had spiritual authority, serving as intermediaries between the people and the ancestors. Decentralized power. Power was often decentralized, with regional chiefs and headmen responsible for governing their respective areas. Agriculture and trade. Agriculture and trade were essential components of Shona economies, with kingdoms and chiefdoms often competing for control of trade routes and resources. Summary conclusion. Overall, the Zezuru are an important subgroup of the Shona people with a rich culture and language. They have a rich history dating back to the Great Zimbabwe Civilization, the Mutapa Empire, and Rori Kingdom. Over centuries, they have maintained their language, traditions, and governance structures. Today, they remain one of the most influential groups in Zimbabwe, with their traditional chiefs still playing a role in local governance and cultural preservation. While Zimbabwe now functions as a unified nation, the legacy of the Zezulu dynasties, their contributions to the Mutapa and Roche empires, and their role in shaping Zimbabwean politics remain a crucial part of the country's history. We end here for today. So we meet next time when we take a close look at the history of the Manika people. Please let me know what you think about the history of the Sezuru people. Take care.